What's up? Welcome to Cooking from Scratch. Today, I'm gonna make a simple, easy pasta dish. Pasta alla Norma. Who's Norma? I don't know, but wherever she is, make sure you call her and tell her dinner will be almost ready. Come on, let's get cooking. All right, let's get right into it. Pasta alla Norma. So today, I'm gonna go over a list of ingredients that we'll be cooking with. I will leave a recipe in the description below, so be sure to check that out so you can follow along, all right? So we're gonna be cooking today with some onions, some eggplant, we got a little chili flakes, some basil, some parsley, a little bit of garlic, and my favorite, liquid gold. All right, olive oil, it's my favorite. So, first of all, we're gonna start in our pan. We're gonna get our pan nice and hot. Okay, we're gonna bring it up to a temperature here. So we're gonna get it up to temperature. We're gonna throw in our olive oil. Now, I'm gonna say about a quarter cup of olive oil. You wanna put enough olive oil that the eggplants start to fry up. The eggplants are almost like sponge. They will absorb all of that olive oil, so you wanna make sure you have enough of that, okay? So we're just gonna get this olive oil in the pan here. I'm gonna coat it nice. All right, so now we're gonna get that olive oil nice and hot. We're gonna bring it really, really nice. Okay, now our eggplant, we've diced them up. So as you can see, they're diced up into little cubes, okay? I have peeled the skin, not all the way, so I just kind of peeled almost like little sections off. And the reason for that is because sometimes that skin gets very, very tough and you don't want to, leave the whole skin because it gets really tough and very chewy. But you want to leave a little bit on it as just because you want that nice balance of texture, right? A little bit soft, a little chewy, so it gives you a nice texture to that. Okay, so this should be ready. We're going to just, and you hear that sizzled, so our pan is nice and hot. So we're going to throw in our eggplant. Ready here. Now, so like I said before, the eggplant is gonna be like sponge. It's gonna absorb all that liquid in the pan. So you want to make sure that there is enough. If you need to add a little bit more, then you can add it. Okay, you just want to coat all of the eggplant in the olive oil. And what we're trying to achieve here is we just want to brown them up really, really nice. We don't want to fully cook them. And the reason for that is because we're going to par cook them. We're going to take them out, put them in our bowl, set them aside, and we're going to finish off the sauce, the tomato sauce that goes along with this. And then we're going to add them back in, and they're going to have a chance to actually cook longer. So you don't want to fully cook them right away. You just kind of want to get them to almost the right doneness, and then take them off, let them sit, and then we'll finish off the sauce, okay? So I'm going to go ahead here. We're going to just continue to brown our eggplant. And like I said, if you notice that your pan is getting a little bit dry on the bottom, you just want to add a little bit more olive oil, okay? Because like I said, this is going to soak up all of that liquid. But you want it to get that nice flavor of the olive oil in it. Okay, so I'm just going to allow this to fry up. When it's done frying up, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll get ready to move on to the next step. Now that we have our eggplant is almost, like I said, you don't want to fully cook it, but it's getting nice and brown. It's almost reduced, almost by half, because as you cook it and they sweat out, they do shrink in size. Okay, so now we're going to remove this. So I'm going to just turn my heat off here. We're going to remove the eggplant. Just going to put it in a bowl on the side. And then what I'm gonna do, so once I have my eggplant removed from the pan, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to finish off just cooking my onions, my garlic, and then I'm gonna add everything back, add my tomato sauce, and I'm gonna let the sauce just simmer. And while the sauce is simmering, that'll allow me to have some time to cook my pasta. So that's a perfect time once you put everything back in the pot to put your pasta in the water, and then that time that the pasta is cooking will allow the sauce enough time to cook and simmer. And then we'll put it all together, and I'm telling you, it's already making my mouth water because I'm just thinking about the final product, and I cannot wait. So the pan was already hot anyway from cooking the eggplant. So we're gonna drop in our onions. Then again, you know, you can tell, or you will know if the pan is hot enough because you will hear that sizzle, okay? And that's what you want to hear. You want to hear that nice sizzle. So now we're gonna just coat this onion all in the olive oil. Oh, amazing. Okay, turn up a little bit. Just gonna add just a little bit more olive oil. Coat it nice. And now this, we don't want to brown it. We just kind of want to make it translucent. Okay, so just as it starts to slightly change color, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so now as this starts to sweat and you start to see the onions kind of sweating off, that's when you want to throw your garlic in, okay? Throw our garlic in now. Also, I am using chili flakes because I like, you know, a little kick to my dish. If you're not a fan of spice, you don't have to put it in, or just put a little bit. Chili flakes are not a kick you in the face kind of, you know, pepper. The more you put, obviously, the hotter it will be. But if you put just a little bit, it won't even get very, very hot. It'll just give you a nice flavor throughout the whole dish. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit. I might not use all of this because it might be a little spicy, but I'm just gonna use about half of that. So I say a teaspoon of chili flakes. So now we're gonna incorporate that. So as this is cooking and it's just simmering away, I'm gonna drop my pasta now. So today we're using just rigatoni, and we're gonna cook this, throw the pasta in, we'll put together our sauce, and then once the pasta is ready, put it all together. All right, our pasta is dropped in the water. We're gonna get back to it. We have our onions, our garlic, the chili flakes. We're just gonna deglaze now. You can use white wine, but today I'm gonna use a vermouth. Just a splash, okay? Just a splash. That's it, just a little splash into the pan, just to, you know, to get all that stuff that's on the bottom of the pan, bring everything together. Well, vermouth is very nice. Like if you don't have white wine, you could definitely use vermouth. It's amazing, amazing, okay? So now, now that that is deglazed, we are gonna go back to our eggplant. Eggplant goes back in. Okay, at this point, I'm just gonna give a little seasoning, okay? Just gonna give a little swirl. Okay, we're gonna just bring those flavors, incorporate them, those onion, the garlic, the chili flakes, and the eggplant. We're just gonna mix it all in there. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna go, I would say, half a teaspoon of salt. And of course, you don't want to add too much salt because you can always add, you can never take away. It's very difficult. So what we'll do is we're gonna incorporate some salt, some fresh black pepper. All right, nice. I love my pepper, as you can see. All right, okay. So today I've already prepared, so I've prepared a cooked tomato sauce. If you don't have cooked tomato sauce, you can use just plum tomatoes, crushed tomatoes. I prefer using the ready cooked tomato sauce. If you don't want to cook your own tomato sauce, you can buy the pre-made stuff. There is some really good products out there. So, you know, no need to say, oh, it's not, you know, authentic. It's not made, you know, from scratch. Sometimes, you know, you can improvise. But here on Cooking From Scratch, we like to do things, you know, all homemade. So I've made my homemade tomato sauce, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to take it now, and I'm just going to ladle it in. Okay. So like I said, the pasta is now cooking. Now this eggplant, we're gonna give it a chance just to cook now with all that tomato sauce, okay? So we're gonna use, at this point, lower my pan. Just want a nice simmer, okay? So we're just gonna incorporate that. Now look at all that nice tomato sauce with that eggplant. The eggplant is now gonna have a chance to get nice and soft and almost like melt in your mouth. That's what you want. You want that nice flavor. You don't want, the eggplant to be hard. You want it to be nice and soft. So we're gonna just mix this up. We're gonna add our parsley. And I'm always a big fan of throwing in parsley and basil. I just, for some reason, for me, preference, I love it. Okay, so try it out. If you don't, necessarily always put the two. Trust me, you won't regret it. Okay, so we're gonna add in our herbs now. Now we're gonna allow this to just simmer nicely as our pasta is cooking. And once the pasta is done, I'm gonna take it out and throw it right into that sauce. And I can't wait to try this. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, so we've taken our pasta out of the water. I put it in a bowl. Some people say, why didn't you put it directly in the sauce? Well, if you put all the pasta in the sauce, then the sauce gets lost. So you want to add the sauce to the pasta. That way, if you like extra sauce on your pasta, you have that extra sauce there. And if you want, if you're happy with how much sauce you put on the pasta, you can even save that sauce for tomorrow, the next day. You can have lunch. You can, make another dish with it. So, the options are endless. So that's the reason why I do that. So I'm gonna take my pasta here. I'm gonna just take my sauce and I'm gonna add it to the pasta. Oh yes, I'm getting hungry. Oh yeah, there we go. So people say, oh, Frank, you must be a good cook. You love to cook. I said, I do love to cook, but I love to eat more. It's even better to eat. Okay, so now we're just gonna, oh, look at that. We're coating that pasta in that sauce. Oh, yes. So now, like I said, if you like a little bit more sauce, now you have it here. And once you plate it, you can actually use that sauce and put it on top. All right. So at this point, if everybody at your table is okay with cheese, you can add your cheese into the whole bowl and then serve it like that. If not, you could just leave it the way it is, serve it, and then they can add their own cheese. Everybody at my table today is good with cheese. So traditionally, you can use a ricotta salata. We don't have that today. We're gonna use a pecorino romano. Okay, so now we're gonna take the cheese, take our rasp, our grater here, and now we're just gonna grate. And don't be shy, okay? There's never enough cheese. We're just gonna grate. Oh yeah, there we go. Now, some people say that's not enough cheese, okay? You can add more. So we're just gonna give it a nice mix. Oh, I'm getting excited. All right, here we go. So now that we've, oh yeah, creamy, the sauce, oh, beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna just put this to the side. I'm gonna bring our bowl around over here. All right, take our ladle. Okay, we're just gonna plate up our pasta. Beautiful. All right. So has anybody seen Norma yet? Can you call Norma and tell her that dinner is ready? So we might even rename this. We'll call it pasta alla Frankie. Okay, just for today's episode, just for for today's purposes. So now, actually, I personally like just a little bit more sauce. So you got that sauce left over. Just gonna add a little bit of more sauce. We're gonna put a nice little garnish, and voila, pasta alla Norma. Now, the moment that I've been waiting for. I know, unfortunately, and I do apologize, you can't try it at home. But not to worry, I will do that for you. Okay, so let me get a fork over here. And as you know, my amazing partner, Fabio, we've been working on this together. he's actually behind the camera. Okay, so believe it or not, Fab is actually, we're filming each other, and he's gonna be able to taste this too. So I'm gonna taste this up. I'll give Fab. Don't worry, I'll make sure Fab gets fed too, right? So I know it's feed your passion and keep on cooking, but in this case, it's feed your Fab. Okay, so we're gonna just try this. Wow. You got the nice flavor from the eggplant. The tomato sauce brings everything together. The pasta is cooked al dente, the way it should be cooked, a nice little bite to it, okay? And the chili flakes are not overly spicy, doesn't hit you in the face. Like I said, if you want to add more, by all means, you can do that. So I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any recommendations, any suggestions, please leave it in the comment section below. We will respond. We love hearing from you guys. You're the whole reason why we put these videos together. As much as it is fun to put these together, we love hearing from you and feeding off your ideas. Okay, so also we just want to say thank you so much for the support. And remember, it's absolutely free. Press that subscribe button right there. Give it a thumbs up and a like, share it with your friends, and we really appreciate it. And like always, feed your passion, keep on cooking.